Hey guys, I'm back, and welcome to another PTR test with the warrior. I am an undead for once. Undead arms warrior so far, as you can see. Now, warriors, I'm going to tell you a little bit about me as a player in this beginning, because my first ever character I played on was my own character when I was about, I think I was about 12 or something. And the first ever class I played was a warrior. I was a night elf warrior, and this was on classic. I think it was about 2005. So actually, I think I'm being about 9, not 12. I remember logging on the first day of Burning Crusade and Wrath, and it was a great day, but probably the best day of my life, to be honest. I got into this amazing game, and it's changed a lot since then. No more talent trees, no more anything, no more whatevers. No, it's even changing even more because there's honor talents and some new abilities, some different abilities. I don't remember that one, but I do currently play a warrior, a Blue Elf warrior, and it's alright. I am Fury, obviously, and so far what I know is protection is similar, sword shield, similar sort of abilities. Fury is dual-handed, two-handed weapons, so you have two-handed weapons, which is usual for Fury, and an arms, which is a single two-handed weapon, and probably some of the nicest boosted armor you'll ever see, excluding Rogue and Druid. And if you like the Warlock armor, which is like that. I really like this warrior armor because it just suits all classes, all races perfectly. And new title as well, Captain. I've got tons of titles if you didn't know already. Tons of them. I've got I have to scroll on my main character. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a mailbox, because I have mail, but also I'm going to go over arms at the same time because I'm that awesome. So, always start off with passives. So, found a mailbox. Fury weapon exchange. Okay. They're Fury weapons, apparently. New Fury weapons, even though I've got these, and these are just the same. Oh no, they're lower eye level, okay. So they're shit. Thanks, whoever you were. Right. So, the Arms Warrior. They all use strength, which is a good thing. They're not like Paladins where they have a heal class and they use strength and intellect. They are all out damage and tank. They are the original tank, if you didn't know, from Classic, because back then all you'd have was Warrior, Paladin, and I think Shaman, and your Star Druid, but they were the standard tank, if that makes any sense, in protection. And Arms was the general DPS if you didn't have a Paladin or anything melee. And Arms is a battle-hardened master of two-handed weapons using mobility and overpowering attacks to strike his opponent down. Someone's casted thingy up there. Interesting. Right, so the passives. Tactician. You have a 0.65% chance per rage spent to reset the remaining cooldown of Colossal Smash and Mortal Strike. I'll go over all abilities later, but I want to get the passive done because that's what I usually do. Seasoned Soldier. While wielding a two-handed melee weapon, you deal 10% increased damage. So, because I've got a two-handed weapon, I'm doing 10% increased damage. And the Mastery ability, which I currently have a massive ton of Mastery, no haste. But I don't really need haste. And I'm a warrior. The abilities are the thing that does damage. So the Mastery is Colossal Might. Increases the chance of your Colossal Smash by 80%. Increases the damage of your Colossal Smash by 80%. I think I said that. And causes it to increase damage you deal to the target by an additional 80%. Awesome. Now to go on abilities. Now I don't have a full bar, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag all these abilities down onto my bar for you to judge them. Perfectly fine. Some of them require rage. Let's just have a look at this. So the majority of these abilities are the same that I know throughout all classes, out of all, not classes, specs of warrior, because they want warriors to feel, don't have some form of fantasy, but they also don't want warriors to leave. Like, they don't want a lot of warriors to leave the game, because warriors are, they're not the most popular class played, but they are some of the die-hardest players. And the reason why is because I'm a die-hard player and I play warrior. And currently I know I've got a few warrior friends that are on the American server, I think, and they all say that if you don't have a warrior on the American server, you aren't counted as a die-hard raider, which makes no sense to me, because I'm a die-hard raider, kind of. A die-hard LFR. I'm trying to do normal, but I have a rogue as my main, which will change in Legion because there'll be a thing called Demon Hunter. But let's get into these abilities. Right, Whirlwind. So I'm going to close that and close that, because some of these abilities you kind of have to see. So Whirlwind costs 25 Rage. Rage is the resource that warriors use, and they all use it. I don't know if they've got any special new ability, like, don't know if they've got any new sort of resource, like mages have like arcane power, or like warlocks have soul shards, or like rogues have combo points and energy. I don't know whether they have one of them in a different spec, but all I know is Arms currently doesn't. They may add it in, you never know. Blizzard are known for adding and changing classes and specs throughout the expansion. Take a look at Hunters. And Warlocks, to be honest. Through Pandaria, Warlocks were dropping, Hunters were going up, and then in Draenor, Warlocks dropped even more, and Hunters went up. And let's have a look at Whirlwind. So it requires a melee weapon, which all warriors have. But unleashes a whirlwind of steel, striking all enemies within 8 yards for 14,672 physical damage. Looks like this. Can I cast it? I don't have 25 rage, do I? No. Okay. But basically you just spin around doing a little bit of damage. Now, this was added in a few years ago, from memory. I'm just going to have a drink. And this is like a self-heal. So this is like Warriors, DK's, not Warriors, DK's Death Strike. So it gives you a bit of a heal. So it's Victory Rush, melee range, and it's an instant cast. Strikes the target, causing 10,744 damage and healing you for 30% of your maximum health. So for me, 30% would be about 80-90k, I think. I'm trying to work it out, I'm not very good at maths. And it's only used within 20 seconds after you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor. Sometimes you can do it in between, like while you're attacking a mob. But that doesn't. I don't think that heals. But they might have changed that. Taunt. I don't know why it's on an Arms spec. It's basically a taunt. It basically just. It's like Ronseal. Does what it says on the tin. Does what it says in its name. Just taunts the target for 3 seconds. And then Slam. 15 Rage. Like I said, like Rage is the general resource for warriors. Requires 2-handed melee weapon. Slams an opponent, causing 11,008 physical damage. So warriors only use physical damage. They don't have like frost damage or like nature damage or anything like that. That is a nice pet, dude. That is a very nice pet. It's got a glowy mouth. And let's get into this again. I keep getting distracted. People logging on, whatever. Pummel. Pummels the target, interrupting spellcasting and preventing any spell in that score from being cast for 4 seconds. Dull. Mortal Strike, which is the main ability for Arms, because it's the, well, that. It's the exact same logo, so it kind of makes sense it's the most important one. But Mortal Strike costs 20 Rage. It requires 200 melee weapon, which I have. A vicious strike that deals 21,398 physical damage and reduces the effectiveness of healing on the target for 10 seconds. So that's quite good against some bosses that self-heal, so I don't really know that any, none come to mind, but there are a few. And it's also quite good in PvP and just general world PvP, which is quite good for me because I'm on a PvP server, or realm anyway. Intimidating Shout. This used to be an actual damage ability, now it's not. Well, a long time ago, I remember the name. Causes the targeted enemy to cower in fear and up to 5 additional enemies within 8 yards to flee. Targets are disorientated for 8 seconds. Now this one is, I think it used to be a talent, or whether it just used to be a glyph or something, I don't know. It used to be something and now they've kind of added it in. Heroic Throw throws your weapon at the enemy, causing 3057 physical damage, generates high threat. So that's generally shouldn't be a arms thing, should more be of a protection tanky thing. But I really don't know. And Heroic Leap is literally this. Boom. I have a large amount of lag, I apologise. But basically you just jump and deal a bit of damage. But leap through the air towards the target location, slamming down with destructive force to deal 2795 physical damage to all enemies within 8 yards. So it's a movement ability effectively. It's like sprint but does damage. Or it's like roll for monks but does damage. It's effectively just a movement thing. Hamstring, which costs 10 rage. This is the usual ability you just end up spamming because it's the only one available. Maims the enemy for 305 physical damage, reducing movement speed by 50% for 15 seconds. And now Execute. This is another one that you probably end up spamming, but it is a finishing move. It costs 10 rage, and it attempts to finish off a foe, causing 10,699 physical damage, and consuming up to a 30 additional rage to deal up to 32,097 additional damage. Only uses all enemies that have less than 20% health. Like I said, that is a finishing move because you can use it with enemies less than 20% health. And Die by the Sword is effectively a defensive thing, so it increases your parry chance by 100% and reduces all damage you take by 30% for 8 seconds. Looks like this. The animation is a little bit different, a little bit more fluid, but nothing really much different about that because I currently use that. And Commanding Shout? Yes. Let's loose a Commanding Shout, granting all party and all raid members within 30 yards 15 increased maximum health for 10 seconds. After this effect expires, the health is lost. So it's just a Commanding Shout. So I have Intimidating Shout, Commanding Shout. There we go. We have lost a Battle Cry or Battle Shout or whatever the other one was. I think that's probably a tanky thing. Colossus Smash. So this is like the big damage dealer for arms. It is here. There we go. Just sort of moving up my bars a little bit. So Colossal Smash requires melee weapon and it's only melee range, so there's no yardage there. Smashes the enemy's armor, dealing 24,882 physical damage and increasing damage you deal to them by 95% for 8 seconds. That's a huge amount of damage. Oh. Cleave. I've got on my bar. Cleave. This is one of my favourite abilities ever for a warrior. Cleave requires two-handeds. Strikes all enemies in front of you with a sweeping attack for 5,502 physical damage. For each target you hit up to 5. For each target up to 5 hit, your next Whirlwind deals 20% more damage. And Whirlwind is number 9 on my bar. So it's this one. It's the one that spins around, which is quite a lot. It's 20% more damage, and 20% for that is like 2-3k, so it goes from 14 to about 17. Charge is just the rage generator. Charge to an enemy, rooting it for 1.5 seconds, generates 20 rage, and it's basically the thing you have on your bar because it's generally pretty good, especially for arms, but it's better for a tank due to low rage generation. Sorry, I'm very tired right now. Blade Storm. This is like Warrior's favourite ability right now in live. Blade Storm. Become an unstoppable storm of destructive force, striking all targets within 8 yards for 93,081 physical damage over 5.9 seconds. So some maths genius can work out that 93k over 6 seconds, and you can work out how much damage you do a second. You're immune to movement impairing effects and loss of control effects, but you can use defensive abilities and can avoid attacks. Okay, that's pretty good. A little bit of a change, but not much. Berserker Rage, go Berserk. removing and granting immune to fear, sap, and incapacitate effects. Incapacitate effects for 6 seconds. Okay, I still can't read these. Battle cry. Let loose a battle cry, granting 100% increased crit strike chance for 5 seconds. Now that's all the abilities done. My chair is creaking some. Right, overpower. I remember that one. So these have literally all changed. Like, I do not recognise any of these whatsoever except double time and rend and defensive stance. Like, I don't recognise any of these names, any of them. Actually, anger management I do recognise a bit. Decent bar now. That's a really good bar, in my opinion. Right, over some talents. Now, I've been editing a lot of my videos and I seem to spend a lot of time reading the talents and getting things wrong, so I'm going to try and do this as fast as possible. But I'll probably fail, so don't blame me. But honestly, if I do end up making a big mistake, you won't notice. Let's get into this. Dauntless. Passive. Your abilities cost 20% less rage. That's pretty good, because a lot of your abilities do cost quite a bit of rage. Like, some of them are pretty high. I mean, 25, 25, 15, 10. Anything else pretty high? No. So, 25, 15. Not a great ability, but obviously some of the others might be like 20, 30. Overpower. Overpowers the enemy, causing 22,926 physical damage, cannot be blocked, dodged, or parried, and has a 60% chance to critically strike. All your melee attacks have a chance to activate Overpower. Awesome. I think that actually used to be an ability on your bar, and I think they just decided it's a bit of OP, we'll put it as a talent. Sweeping strikes. Auto strike and execute hit a second and nearby target. So, execute does 10,000 to 32,000, whereas auto strike does 21,000. I like Overpower. I'm going to shove that on 3. Maybe not, I don't know. I'll put Berserker Rage down here. Maybe shove that along a bit. Shove that down here. And then I can shove Overpower here, and this back down. And that's now sorted. That's an awesome bar. So I've got Overpower and E. I don't have a target here. Right, level 30's Shockwave. Sends a wave of force in a frontal cone, causing 2,127 damage and stunning all enemies within 10 yards for 4 seconds. Cooldown reduced by 20%, 20 seconds, not percent, if it strikes at least 3 targets. Awesome, that's alright, it's not great, not massive amount of damage. Stormbolt. Hurls your weapon at an enemy, causing 4,477 physical damage and stunning them for 4 seconds. Seems to be a lot of stuns. Not a big fan of stuns. Double time. Increases the maximum number of charges on charge by 1 and reduces its cooldown by 3. Okay, so it goes down to 17 cooldown. And it also has double. I like that. That's kind of a DPS thing, possibly. But I don't like any of these. I don't like having too many stuns. It's not my sort of favourite way of playing. Further of battle? I don't know how to say that word. Whirlwind deals 50% increased damage to your primary target. Nah, that's pretty cool. Rend wounds the target, causing 26,870 bleed damage over 15 seconds. That's actually quite a good ability, if you think about it. Like, you don't have too many dots on a boss, but as a warrior I don't seem to have a lot of dots, so it's quite good to have a dot. Avatar. Transform into a Colossus for 20 seconds, causing you to deal 20% increased damage and removing all roots and snares. That's quite cool as well. I might leave that one to the end to make a decision on all the others. Second Wind. Passive. Restores 6% health every 1 second when you have not taken damage for 5 seconds. Wow, that's actually quite good. Bounding Stride reduces the cooldown on Heroic Leap by 15 seconds, and Heroic Leap now also increases your run speed by 70% for 3 seconds. Defensive Stance. A defensive combat state that reduces all damage you take by 20% and all damage you deal by 10%, lasts until cancelled. So they did get rid of a lot of stances in the full Legion. I guess they put that one as a talent. But I don't like tanking as a warrior, so I honestly like Second Wind. I think this whole that's good, but I prefer getting healed. Now, level 75, in for the kill. Mortal Strike generates 20 rage when used against targets that are below 20% health. Mortal Strike is your main, this one. Okay, so it generates 20 rage. It's quite good. Mortal Combo now has a maximum charge of 2. Awesome. Focused Rage. Focus your rage on your next Mortal Strike, increasing its damage by 50%, stacking up to 3 times, unaffected by the global cooldown. Oh, Jesus, that's nice. It is an ability as well in itself, but it also increases your damage by Mortal Strike by 50%, and 50% is 10k. I'll go for that one and see how it works. Don't want that there, I want that on A, thank you very much. It does cost rage, that's the only problem. Level 90s, Deadly Calm. Battle Cry also reduces the rage cost of your abilities by 100% for the duration. Battle Cry lasts 5 seconds, so it's not really usable. I mean, it is usable, but it's not very logically usable for me. Maybe for a tank? Maybe something that has low rage generation? Trauma. Slam and Whirlwind now cause the target to bleed for 20% additional damage over 6 seconds. Multiple uses accumulate increased damage. Wow, Slam and Whirlwind here. That's actually quite good. Bleed damage. Titanic Might increases the duration of Colossus Smash by 16 seconds but reduces its effectiveness by 30. No. Colossus Smash. Yeah, I don't want that to be reduced to its effectiveness. I'll go for Trauma. I don't want that to reduce effectiveness because it already does 24 damage. Level 100s and final ones. Anger Management. Every 10 rage you spend reduces the remaining cooldown on Battlecry by 1 second. So if you're Deadly Calm, that'll be really good. Metagaming. I'm doing the air quotes. But honestly, I'm not a big fan of having too many passives. I mean, I've got nearly a full bar, but I don't want too many passives, if that makes any sense to anyone. Opportunity Strikes. Your melee abilities have up to a 60% chance, based on the target's missing health, to trigger an extra attack that deals 9,782 physical damage. Okay. That's okay. I mean, it's better than, in my opinion, better than Anger Management, but honestly, I'm looking at that one. Ravager replaces Bladestorm. No, it's 93k over basically 6 seconds. Throws a whirlwind weapon at the target location that inflicts 78,358 damage to all enemies within 8 yards over 6.9 seconds. Okay, so I am going to go for Anger Management, just because Ravager reduces damage and increases the time that damage is done by, so it becomes pointless. Opportunity Strikes is also quite a good one, but obviously I'm not going to be using it because I'm not going to be attacking a mob that has a reduced health. Rend, I'll go for Rend to fill up my bar. There we go. I can go here, and then done. Now I can go look up here. I do need a mount. Ooh, I like these weapons. Ooh, nice. Yeah, I'll go over the appearance window if you fancy me to go over the appearance window. If you don't, then obviously I won't. I do love the albino Drake. No one is here. Pandaren warrior. Wow, impressive. Nice. You look good, man. Even though it's all trans month. Why are all target dummies taken off? 1 second. I'll go back to my favourite place where I did my shaman. And you can see, you can scan over Argamassa if there's anything new, anything different. I did actually try invasions today, which is a new thing coming in the pre-patch. But if you didn't know, basically, in the pre-patch there's going to be the Broken Shore invasion, but there's also going to be invasions of the Legion. Now these invasions are basically, there's big ships over big places. So if you go on your map, when you get here, these things, so basically there's big ships over there and they basically attack down and you get really awesome gear, like 700 eye level gear, up to 725, which you get like a little talisman thing to upgrade your armor or weapons or something. It's pretty good. It's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice to have that sort of ability. Oops. Right, let's charge at this. That's quite a cool animation. I'm going to shove that down here and shove that there, just because it procs a little bit more. Overpower, overpower! Cleave, focused rage. Oh. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. That animation. And then heroic leap. Creep. Metagaming. Awesome. Okay. I am lagging out a bit. So, yeah, okay. Right. So that's arms done. Kind of really slow. Are you okay? I can't see your face. Right. So now let's have a look at Fury. So just a little bit of overview of Fury before I click on it. Fury basically allows you to use double two-handed weapons, and it's basically currently the preferred spec for damage warriors due to the fact that you do a massive ton of more damage. So let's have a look. Boom. Awesome. Right. So now I can shove that here. Boom. Can I not use that? No, I can't. Okay, so I can't get my weapons out. Okay, that's fine. Ah, there we go. That's what it looked like. I don't know why he's waving them like he's playing tennis. He's not Andy Murray. I've just shown I'm English, haven't I? Yes, I'm not a tennis player. I don't like tennis. Ooh, we have less abilities. Impressive. Nice. Awesome. Completely cool. Yes. Wow. Nice. Right. Let's go over these passives. But first, just a little look at the talents. I recognise one row there from arms, and that's from arms, and that's it. So it doesn't look like there's much difference in lower levels, but obviously as it gets higher there becomes more difference. Right. Let's have a look at these passives. So Titan's Grip allows you to dual wield a pair of two-handed weapons and increases your maximum health by 15%. Wowzers, I've now got tons of health. Okay, so I think Fury is going to be the more obvious warrior one to go for. Lovely. Mastery, Unshackled Fury. Increases damage done while enraged by 58%. Jesus, I have a lot of mastery. Does any of my actual gear on here reduce my mastery? Increase haste? No. 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 That's cool. That's cool. Enrage. Bloodthirst. Critical strikes will enrage you, increasing your attack speed by 100% and damage you take by 30% for 4 seconds. Okay, so when you're enraged, you become slightly weaker, if that makes sense. You take more damage. Right, Whirlwind. Unleashes a whirlwind of steel, striking all enemies within 8 yards for 12,575 physical damage. Causes your next Bloodthirst or Rampage to strike up to 4 additional targets for 50% damage. It's a lot different from Arms. Taunt is just a general taunt. It's like Run Seal. Does what it says on the tin. Does what it says in the ability. It taunts the target for 3 seconds. Yay! I'll be surprised if the protection spec does not have that. It's kind of like, why have you given DPS a taunt and then not a protection, not a tank? I'd question Blizzard's intent there, but I guess they would put it because it's the only thing that warriors have for taunting. Rampage. Enrages you and unleashes a series of 5 brutal strikes over 2 seconds for a total of 32,020 physical damage, but it costs 85 rage. That's a large amount of rage. That's an incredible amount of rage. I'll just sort this bar out again. I'm going to shove that there because it is incredible. A massive amount of rage. That is 85. Jeez. Right. Raging Blow. A mighty blow with both weapons that deals a total of 16,155 physical damage, only usable while enraged. Okay. Rampage. Is there... Okay, I don't know how this works. Okay. Pummel. Pummels the target, interrupting spellcasting and preventing any spell in that score from being cast for 4 seconds. Basic Interrupt. Piercing Howl. Snares all enemies within 15 yards, reducing their movement speed by 50% for 15 seconds. That's going here. Intimidating Shout can go here. Commanding Shout. There we go. Intimidating Shout. Causes the targeted enemy to cower in fear and up to 5 additional enemies within 8 yards to flee. Targets are disorientated for 8 seconds. Heroic Throw. Heroic Throw. Throws your weapon at the enemy, causing 2,911 physical damage, generates high threat. Heroic Leap. I can close that, and I can show you what Heroic Leap does. If you didn't know, just jump and do damage on the floor. But you leap through the air toward a target location, slamming down with destructive force to deal 2,715 physical damage to all enemies within 8 yards. Sorry, I had a bit of a weird throat thing. And Furious Slash. I think this is new. I haven't seen it, but I guess if it is new, then comment down below. If it's not, then don't. Then I'll know. But it requires 200 weapons, obviously, because now I have 2. So 400 weapons? Is it a thing? I don't know. Aggressively strike with your offhand weapon for 9,024 physical damage. Increases your Bloodthirst critical strike chance by 15% until it next deals a critical strike, stacking up to 6 times. That's actually quite cool. Execute. Attempt to finish off a wounded foe for 40,654 physical damage, only usable on enemies that have less than 20% health. Okay, so that's a finish move. But it does do 40k, so it's pretty cool. There's this down here. Enraged Regeneration. Reduces damage taken by 30%, and Bloodthirst restores an additional 20% health. Usable while stunned, lasts 8 seconds. Focused in regeneration. Commanding Shout. Lets loose a commanding shout, granting all party or raid members within 30 yards 15% increased health for 10 seconds. After this effect expires, the health is lost. Charge. Charge towards an enemy, routing it for 1.5 seconds. That is on cue down here. Bloodthirst. Assaults the target in a bloodthirsty craze, dealing 16,010 physical damage and restoring 5% of your health. So that's like Death Strike for DKs, and just Victory Rush for Arms Warriors. Berserker Rage. Go Berserk, removing and granting immunity to fear, sap, and incapacitate effects for 6 seconds. And then finally, Battle Cry lets loose a Battle Cry granting a 100% increased critical strike chance for 5 seconds. Now time for some talents. There we go, right in the middle. Awesome. I did something. Did something right. Now, level 15s. Now, just to clarify, I am currently Fury on my warrior on live, so I am literally gonna do this as if I was going to on that character, on my warrior Fury character. So if it takes a while, it takes a while. If it doesn't, then obviously I may be crap. But let's get into it. War Machine. Killing a target grants you 30% haste and movement speed for 10 seconds. That's quite good in PvP. I don't know whether you can use these sort of talents in PvP, but if you can, then great. I mean, I know you have these, but if you could, that'd be pretty cool. Endless Rage. Your auto attacks generate 30% additional rage. Now that's quite good with that, with 85 rage needed for that. Fresh meat. Bloodthirst adds a 30% increased critical strike chance against targets above the... No, I'm going with Endless Rage. Increases my rage generation. But that's actually quite good anyway. But the 80% targets have to be above 80% health kind of puts me off. Shockwave sends a wave of force in a frontal cone, causing 2,066 damage and stunning all enemies within 10 yards for 4 seconds. Cooldown reduced by 20 seconds if it strikes at least 3 targets. Stormbolt hurls a weapon at an enemy, causing 4,350 physical damage and stunning them for 4 seconds. And double time just increases the amount of charges of charge by 1 and reduces the cooldown by 3 seconds. So I've got that on my arms, but for this I'm probably going to go for Stormbolt or Shockwave. I have no idea. What's its cooldown? 40 seconds, cooldown 30. I'm going to go for Stormbolt just to show off a bit, you know, casual. Level 45 talents. I came in like a wrecking ball. I don't listen to Miley Cyrus, but I listen to parodies. It's passive. Your attacks have a chance to make your next whirlwind cost no rage and deal 200% increased damage. Jeez, that's really cool. Outburst. Berserk Rage now causes enrage. So, what does enrage? Awesome. So enrage just lets that usable, but generates 5. Okay, so that's quite cool. Avatar transform into a Colossus for 20 seconds, causing you to deal 20% increased damage and removing all roots and snares. Whirlwind currently does 12,000 damage. I might go Outburst. I've lagged out. Yes, I've lagged out. I'm going to keep going unless it crashes. So, level 60. Furious Charge. Charge also increases the healing from your next Bloodthirst by 300%. Oh, there we go. It did it. I've cut back up. That's a long time. Furious Charge. Charge also increases the healing from your next Bloodthirst by 300%. 300% would be a ridiculous amount. Bounding Stride reduces the cooldown of your Heroic Leap by 15 seconds. And Heroic Leap now also increases your movement speed by 70% for 3 seconds. Not really. War Paint, you now take only 20% increased damage from Enrage. Yeah, I like that. There we go. Make sure it clicks with all this lag I have. There we go. Not that much. Massacre. Execute critical strikes. Reduce the rage cost of your next rampage by 100%. Wow. Awesome. That metagaming. Frothing Berserker. When you reach 100 rage, your damage is increased by 10% and your movement speed by 30% for 6 seconds. Carnage reduces the cost of rampage by 20 rage. Oh god. Why do they have to put good talents all in one row? I don't know. I'm going to go for Frothing Berserker. Just because if I do hit 100 rage, which I may do, but obviously if I don't, I'm going to go Massacre. But when I do hit 100 rage, I gain damage and movement speed. It kind of makes sense. Inner Rage. Raging Blow no longer requires Enrage and it deals 100% increased damage, but has a 4.5 second cooldown. Raging Blow. Oh, Jesus, 100% increased damage. Wow, okay. Frenzy. Furious Slash increases your haste by 5% for 10 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Increases my attack speed haste, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's quite cool. I don't want to be all in the middle though. Bloodbath. For 8 seconds, your melee attacks and abilities cause the target to bleed for 20% additional damage over 6 seconds. I'm going to go for that one. Yay! 30k! Nice! Blade Storm. Awesome, this is the spinny around thing. Become an unstoppable storm of a destructive force, striking all targets within 8 yards, with both weapons for 88,638 physical damage over 5.9 seconds. You are immune to movement, impairing, and loss of control effects, but can use defensive abilities and can avoid attacks. Awesome. Reckless Abandon. Battle Cry generates 100. Wow, awesome. What's its cooldown? 1 minute. Dragon Roar. Roar explosively, dealing 6,525 damage to all enemies within 8 yards, and increasing all damage you deal by 20% for 6 seconds. Dragon Roar ignores all armor and always critical strikes. Nice. Ooh, which one do I go for? I honestly have no idea. I mean, I've gone for that one, so I gain damage increased when I go for that. But that does a ton of damage, and so does that. I'm gonna go for that one. Yeah, done. That looks so weird to have so many things in the middle, though. I can't change because I'm not in rested XP area. But guess that's what I'm gonna have to deal with. Hey guys, sorry I had to leave. I just left it because I was getting massive tons of lag, and I've still got massive tons of lag, which makes no sense. I am filming a different format, so I'm filming in 30 FPS instead of 60. So hopefully it won't be awful quality, but it's reducing the space size on my computer because I've got 11 of these videos. Yep, so I've got less lag. Should be able to see some of the abilities. And then let's have a look. Let's see what happens when I get to 100. And then boom, boom. Whoa. There isn't much of a rotation. There really isn't much of a rotation at all. There's literally 3 buttons. Which is still getting tons of lag, but it's a bit less. Yeah, it's just tons of lag, man. And this rotation is awful. Like, I don't know whether it's my talents, but there just doesn't seem to be much of a rotation. I mean, all of these were passive or instant. Like, the rotation is so bad. The damage is high, but the rotation's awful. Hopefully the artifact weapon will change things. Like, just to clarify, in all these videos, if you're thinking, oh, there's like, the damage is really low, or like, there's not abilities like this, there's like 3 usable abilities and then a few others. You have to think that also the artifact will add something to the spec. That's a big thing, because the artifact gives you abilities as well. If you haven't been watching any artifact thing, then go watch Fat Boss TV or Nobble. The links will either be down below, or you can just type in the names on YouTube. Obviously after my video, because you're watching my video. But if you do want to watch people who actually have the beta and not just the PTR like me, go watch Nobble or Fat Boss TV, because they are both going over. Fat Boss TV goes over the raids in Legion, and Nobble goes over any lore and artifacts and quest lines and things. He's also done the Illidan quest line. Yes, massive spoilers, but what I've seen, it's an awesome quest line, and it looks so fun, and I absolutely can't wait to see Illidan again. And in the enjoyment of Illidan, my phone background and my computer backgrounds are all three are Illidan. I have 3 backgrounds because I've got an iPhone. But they're all Illidan, and I'm that excited about this coming expansion. Now time to check out the tank spec. So I know Taunt has to be pretty far up. Pummel is there. Abilities, similar sort of amount. Right, I need my weapons. So that's the axe, and then that is the shield. Shield looks really cool. Actually, if you look at the back of the shield, it looks really cool. I mean, it's not actually on my back. It's just hovering. But it looks really cool. But let's get on with the abilities. And buy my bag. So, passives. The first one is critical block. Sorry, I have wires caught everywhere, all around my arms and waists and face and just everywhere. Master a critical block. Increases your chance to block by 20% and your chance to critically block by 60%. Awesome. Also increases your attack power by 40. Nice. Guess based on mastery. Yep, there. And obviously, because I've got all this gear and stuff, it's here. Just sorting out all the whatevers. Another passive, deep wounds. I don't think there's literally two passives. Awesome. Deep wounds. Your devastate and revenge also cause 28,035 bleed damage over 15 seconds. They have really boosted tanks. Jeez. Victory rush. So this is a sort of self-heal. Strikes the target, causing 11,211 damage and healing you for 30% of your maximum health. Only usable within 20 seconds after you kill an enemy that yields experience or honor. Thunderclap. What? No lightning? I missed the lightning. No lightning. There's no lightning anymore. Blasts all enemies within 8 yards for 9,811 damage and reduces their movement speed by 50% for 10 seconds. It's the lightning. There's no thunder. There's no like. I missed that. Taunt. Obviously, taunts the target for 3 seconds, increasing the threat you generate against the target. Spell Reflection. Raise your shield, reflecting spells cast on you and reducing magical damage you take by 30%. Lasts 5 seconds or until a spell is reflected. Shield wall, haven't got that on my bar, shove it down there. Shield slam, got my. That's all fine. Shield wall reduces all damage you take by 40% for 8 seconds. All the abilities are sort of aimed around the shield. Shield slam. Slams the target with your shield, causing 29,912 physical damage, generates 15 rage. Shield block. Raise your shield, blocking every melee attack against you for 6 seconds. These blocks can be critical blocks, increases your shield slam damage by 30% while active. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Revenge. Swing in a wide arc, dealing 25,226 damage to all enemies in front of you. Your successful dodges and parries reset to the remaining cooldown on revenge up to once per 3 seconds. Awesome. Pummel. Pummel's the target, interrupting spellcasting and preventing any spell in that score from being cast for 4 seconds. Last stand. Increases current and maximum health for 30 seconds, lasts 15 seconds. Intercept. Run at high speed toward an ally or enemy. While targeting an enemy, intercept will root for 1.5 seconds but has a minimum range of 8 yards. When targeting an ally, intercept will intercept the next melee or ranged attack against the ally within 10 seconds, while the target remains within 10 yards. Awesome. Ignore pain. That's new. I haven't seen that one for a while. Or ever. Fight through the pain, ignoring 90% of the next 126,135 damage you take from any sources based on rage spent. Nice! That's really cool. Yes, that's an okay bar. I'm just making sure my bar is all good. Heroic Throw. Heroic Throw throws your weapon as an enemy, causing 2,440 physical damage, causes high threat, generates high threat. Heroic Leap through the air toward a target with destructive force, dealing 3,499 physical damage to all enemies within 8 yards, and resetting that remaining cooldown on Taunt. So, still have lag, I'm sorry. Focused Rage. Focus your rage on your next shield slam, increasing its damage by 50%, stacking up to 3 times, unaffected by the global cooldown. Yeah, that's an okay bar. Just making sure my bars are good. Oops. Wow, 467. Wow, awesome. Devastate. A direct strike, dealing 15,621 physical damage. 30% chance to reset the remaining cooldown on shield slam. Demoralizing Shout. Demoralizes all enemies within 10 yards, reducing the damage they do to you by 20% for 8 seconds. I'll show that down on my bar. Berserker Rage. Go Berserk, removing and granting immunity to fear, sap, and incapacitated effects for 6 seconds. Battle Cry. Let's loose a Battle Cry, generating 100% increased, granting 100% increased critical strike chance for 5 seconds. Awesome. So, let's do this. All the talents got, and let's have a look. Ooh, some completely rearranged, and some ones that I haven't seen before. Cool. Right, let's start with this. I've gone through this one on the other warrior classes specs. But I guess the damage is different. Maybe they do increased threat or increased rage or whatever. But Shockwave sends a wave of force in a frontal cone, causing 2,663 damage and stunning all enemies within 10 yards for 4 seconds. Cooldown reduced by 20 seconds if it strikes at least 3 targets. Stormbolt hurls an enemy at a weapon. Hurls a weapon at an enemy, causing 5,606 physical damage and stunning for 4 seconds. Warbringer. This is currently in live, I know this, but I don't know what other bar it's in. I don't know what other talents it's with. I just remember the name. I think. I have no idea, I haven't been a warrior tank in years. Warbringer. Intercept now deals 6,727 damage to all enemies within 5 yards of the target and stuns them for 1.5 seconds. I quite like that actually, it just works off that. Yeah, awesome, cool. Impending Victory. Instantly attack the target, causing 13,454 damage and healing you for 15% of your maximum health. Killing an enemy that yields experience or honor resets the cooldown of Impending Victory. So it does more damage but heals less health, so it's kind of pointless. Inspiring Presence. You inspire your allies within 60 yards, causing them to be healed for 3% of all damage they deal. Okay, so that's like giving them 3% leech, I think? I don't know. Intercepting a friendly target now also causes 20% of their damage taken to transfer to you for 6 seconds. That's good, but it could be like a killing blow and then you just die. So I'm going to go for that one. Avatar. Transform into a Colossus for 20 seconds, causing you to deal 20% increased damage and removing all roots and snares. Ultimatum. Your shield slam critical strikes cause your next focus rage to cost no rage. Also, Renewed Fury. Ignore pain also enrages you, increasing what damage you deal by 10% for 6 seconds. For that one, just because that one's good, but I'm not gonna be able to show it off because that's just like removing damage, so it's not really good to show off against Die, dummy. Warlord's Challenge. While Berserk Rage is active, you may use Taunt with no cooldown, and taunted enemies move 50% faster towards you. That's okay. Bounding Stride. Reduces the cooldown on Heroic Leap by 15 seconds, and Heroic Leap now also increases your run speed by 70% for 3 seconds. That's on every spec. So if you like it, you can be any spec if you like that. Crackling Thunder. Increases the radius of Thunderclap by 100%. What's the radius? 80 yards. I like that. That goes to 16. There's the thunder. Finally freaking see it. Best served cold. Enrage generates 2 additional rage for each target it hits in rage. Pretty cool. Nerves never surrender, not nervous surrender, never surrender. Ignore pain will ignore up to 100% more damage based on your missing health. Awesome. It's pretty cool. Indomitable. I don't know. Increases your maximum health by 15% and maximum effect of ignore pain by 25%. So these two do exactly the same thing. It's just that's less and it also increases health. I'm going to do that just because I can't show these off, just due to it being an ability that requires me to take damage. Level 90, Vengeance. Ignore pain reduces the rage cost of your next focus rage by 50%, and focus rage reduces the rage cost of your next ignore pain by 50%. Pretty good. Into the Fray. You gain 3% haste for each enemy within 10 yards up to 5 enemies. Seems though I have no haste. What did I just hit? Berserker Rage, okay. Seems though I have no haste, that's quite good. Booming Voice. Demoralizing Shout also generates 50 rage and increases damage you deal to affected targets by 20%. Damn! Oh, only 8 seconds. I'm going to go for that one, Into the Fray. Yay! I now have haste. Level 100s, and finally, and then I can show you what the damage is like as a tank. Which doesn't really matter about damage, does it? It just matters you can take it. Anger Management. Every 10 rage you spend reduces the remaining cooldown on Battle Cry, Last Stand, and Shield Wall by 1 second. Okay. So 4 minutes on Shield Wall. Battle Cry is 1 minute. And Last Stand is 3 minutes. So that'd be quite good. I have to spend a lot of rage though. Heavy Repercussions. Shield Slam extends the duration of Shield Block by 1.5 seconds, and Shield Block increases the damage of Shield Slam by additional 30%. That's really good. Ravager throws a whirling weapon at the target location that inflicts 14,714 damage to all enemies within 8 yards over 6.8 seconds. Also increases the parry chance by 30% for 12 seconds. Shield Block is here. Yeah, okay. So Shield Slam does a decent chunk of damage, so I'll go for that one. Now I am done, and I can go attack it. The thingy. Do I have charge? Do I not have charge? I do not have charge. People, we do not have charge. So that means I have to go like this. Nice. There we go. Do I have other abilities? I'm sure I do. No, I don't. I guess this is what a tank is, isn't it, really? And then you obviously jump to another one, and then do some damage. Taunt. And then AoE. Do some damage, massive lag. Anyway, so yeah. It's okay. I mean, you obviously can't have a perfect tank. But I guess it's pretty shocking, kind of thing, maybe. I wonder if I can queue it for Broken Shot. I'll have a little look. The guy's here.
Yo!
Nope, can't.
Keep it real.
Still haven't released Broken Shot. Okay, I guess it's coming out soon then. So yeah, warriors. Feels like tanks don't have many abilities. But I guess it kind of comes with the fact that they're a tank and not supposed to have a large amount of abilities. It's sort of... Oop! I crashed! But it's right at the end, so it's all good. So I can keep talking. So, just to clarify, that is the load screen for Legion. That's pretty cool. But it feels like Warriors tanks don't have a lot of abilities, but they have a lot of threat generation, and Fury don't do a lot of damage, and have really do a lot of damage but are really boring. So you kind of just like falling asleep here. Arms theme's pretty cool. But yeah, it's all your opinion, but that's my opinion, and I'll do a big overview of my favourite classes and what least favourite classes later on in a few weeks, after you've seen all my videos, all of these videos. But also go check out Warmino, Fatboss TV, and Noble 89 or something, or 98, or whatever his number is. I really can't remember. I just call him Noble. But he's great for lore. He's great for artifact weapons and quest lines and stuff. But then Fatboss TV is also good for the raids, and their tactics or attacks, depending on whether you're new or not, are excellent. So if you could share these videos with them guys, I'd be very much appreciative, because I love them and I want to make videos with them, and I want to hang out with them and meet them, and I'm really I'm fanboying right now, sorry. Anyway, thanks for watching these videos, and I'll see you next time for another one. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Goodbye, and I'm sorry for the lag, and I'm sorry for crashing. Don't hate me. Goodbye. See ya.